about Google SEO versus Facebook ads, which is best for your business. And both of these have made companies millions. And there's a lot of different ways in which you can use both of these. And it's not necessarily an either or thing, but sometimes it is a matter of which makes the most sense for me right now with my business. And they're very different in terms of what they are offering to a business kind of at a high level. Like what exactly is it that they do for your business on a fundamental level. And I do have a lot of experience with SEO. Most of my money online has been made with SEO, but I have done Facebook ads off and on for several years now. And I've really, in 2019, I did really dig deep into it and have multiple products that I've taken training on it and practiced it quite a bit. And so I think I can talk to that. But yeah, I do know a lot more about SEO, and I am a little bit biased in a way with SEO because it has made me a lot more money. But I can see kind of the pros and cons of Facebook ads. It's not as simple as people say it is, but I'm gonna get into that. Okay, so let's talk about like short-term costs. So if you're looking to do some advertising and get a really quick return, then you're definitely gonna want to look at Facebook ads. All right, and the reason for that is that you could theoretically make an ad, put an ad up, and get some traffic, some targeted traffic, within a day or two. Facebook has cracked down a lot on like how their compliance stuff works. So there's a good chance that if it's your first Facebook ads, that you might have issues with compliance in some strange ways. But also, it's not so simple to just get somebody to click and to actually make money off of it. There's going to be a lot of waste. There's going to be potentially thousands of dollars that you're going to dump into Facebook ads, not knowing what you're doing. And so, but still overall, it's faster to get up. You can have a pretty low commitment. You can spend $100 a month and still let's see, $5 a day, 30 days. So actually it's more like $150 a month or so. I think $5 a day is the minimum on an ad, and that's it. Well, SEO is much more expensive, and you can actually get some sort of data and feedback on that. Maybe you're not going to make a ton of money, but it's going to at least get you something, probably, unless your ads are really terrible. Long-term cost advantages, I would say SEO has an advantage here. And the reason for that is that once SEO starts working for you, it becomes less and less expensive over time. I have multiple websites that I haven't done SEO for in over a year, and it's still making me money. And it's still ranking just where it was before approximately, or even better in some cases. And so, those things still provide money on an ongoing basis. SEO is more like building something for your business, building a business asset that provides your business with leads or revenue on a continuous basis going forward. It's a little riskier, which I'm going to talk about in a second. While Facebook ads is much closer to traditional advertising. I should have had this neat little picture up here. And so, it's kind of it really depends. And so, if you're willing to take the long term, SEO may make a whole lot more sense to you, just from that perspective. But if you really need cash right away, there are ways to rank things fast. Don't get me wrong, and it depends on your market. So it doesn't mean SEO is automatically eliminated, but I would say that Facebook ads has a significant advantage. Okay. So for targeting, now this one is a really strange one. I would say neither, because they both can target in different ways. Okay, so it kind of depends, neither niche dependent. All right, so for example, with like Facebook, you could actually, let's say you wanted to you were a wedding photographer and you wanted to this would be really great for Facebook, because you can actually target people that were like engaged. I think you can do like engaged within last, 3 months, something like that. You can target people who have marked themselves as engaged, okay? Or you're a flower shop. Again, you can target people that are engaged within the last 3 months. So you can be extremely targeted, which makes your marketing less expensive. With SEO, there are certain markets where you can catch people right when you need to catch them. So for example, let's say lawyers are really good at this. Like let's say, for example, like an injury lawyer. Okay, it's going to be hard to catch someone on Facebook who just got into a car accident. That's going to be a lot harder as opposed to someone who's searching for car accident lawyer Dallas. That is something that you're going to SEO. I think you're going to be able to target a lot better. In some niches, you're going to be able to do both. So you really have to think about the kind of the way in which your customer goes about buying or being able to catch them at the right time when they're going about it. So this one is sort of up in the air. And again, it really, really depends on the market that you're trying to target. Like another thing that something that SEO would be really bad for is if you sold a service or a product that didn't really exist, and so you were trying to create a new market out of nowhere, and so no one's searching for it. In Facebook you can geo-target pretty well as well. In SEO you can do that in certain ways as well, depending on your market. So there's just this one's really the only one that's like, oh man, it really, really depends. Because it's really important to actually target your market really well. And, in some ways, Facebook can be really good at this. But again, in some ways, SEO can be really good at it. Okay, kind of repeat myself. All right, so speed. By this, I mean speed to market. And I think this one I would put to Facebook ads. It's not as easy as it seems to get up a working Facebook ad. It's not just, I could have a Facebook ad up that's making me money today. From no experience. It's not really that simple. The chances of that happening are pretty low, I think. You're still going to have to go through some amount of learning and understanding to get better at it. But, maybe if you've already done other forms of marketing, like direct response marketing, and it's worked with you really well, you could translate that pretty heavily to at least a lot of the concepts and a lot of the visuals and understanding to Facebook ads. But there's still going to be some amount of a learning curve. But at the same time, it is theoretically possible that, within 24 hours of having no Facebook ads, that you could actually have your potential market, have a new person who didn't know you existed before coming with giving yourself opportunity to sell to them. The same is true for SEO, but it's not as likely. It is possible to target very specific long tail search phrases and rank for them very quickly. But if you're starting from nothing, that is very, very difficult. It's much less common. And I guess this is kind of similar here. I think the learning curve, and I'm only giving it I'm gonna give it a slight edge. It's the learning curve for Facebook ads is much higher than people would think. But at the same time with SEO, it kind of depends. For some people, I feel like the learning curve is extremely high, and for other people, SEO, it's just kind of high. There's still some amount of understanding, but there are some people that I do know of that come into the industry, learn from the right people, practice in the right way, and get it pretty quickly, and get it to a good enough degree pretty quickly. And sometimes you can also find the right information to where you can learn. You don't have to learn and understand SEO completely, but understanding it enough for it to be profitable and for you to continue working on it. So I'd say a slight advantage to Facebook ads. Okay, so long-term profitability, for me personally, I would say that this advantage SEO. Okay, and actually let's go to the risk reward here. Risk, I'd say Facebook's less risky in that with SEO, you have to invest a lot of time, energy, and money before you can really get kind of the response from the market and really understand what's working for you. So SEO is riskier, but it's more profitable, which is sort of this just kind of general investment diagram. Obviously, it's not this simple, and it depends on your market. I personally prefer SEO because I'm looking at long term. How do I make the most money? And for me, that's SEO, not for all projects, but for a lot of projects. And so for me, that makes SEO, it makes sense for SEO. But I have used Facebook ads for certain projects just because, I was trying to get them off the ground quickly, and I was trying to kind of, get started at a lower risk, in terms of investing less time and energy and money. And so Facebook ads were really good for that. Okay, so here's my recommendation. So go with SEO I think like the targeting is one of the critical points there. There's kind of two major factors that determine like, okay, what makes sense for your business. Number one, how are you going to go about targeting them? And number two, what is your kind of financial situation from a business standpoint in terms of your ability to invest in your business without a return coming back right away? If you're able to be patient and you're able to target properly with SEO, and you would confirm this with research, keyword research, and looking at what your market is typing in search engines, then I think SEO makes the most sense for you. Okay, and this is, keep in mind, these are, you can combine these. Maybe you do both, right? But if you can only do one, if you only have the time or the focus or the energy for one or the resources for one, go with Facebook ads if you need a faster return, okay? And you're just kind of trying to trade things off. Also, there's some specific niches, which I mentioned before. I'm going to try to add a few more here. I tend to be a big fan of SEO for like local businesses, but there is a lot of overlap. Like for example, with a dentist, you can catch someone typing in dentist, Dallas, Texas. That's great. That's extremely targeted right there. Or like veneers, Dallas, Texas. Also really great, even better. That's a really expensive service if you don't know what that is. It's very specific, and so that's very profitable right there. But also you can target them with Facebook ads by doing like people who recently moved. So you think about it, if you've moved from all the way across the country, you need a new dentist. Presuming you go to the dentist once or twice a year, okay, you need a new dentist. So in that way, both of them can work. If your market is with Facebook ads, one thing that you can do is you can target like men versus women or certain age groups. And you trust me, Facebook takes a ton of data for you, so you can get much more detailed on people's like life properties, their activities and stuff like that. And so Facebook ads is really good at targeting for that. So for example, let's say, I think yoga studios, I want to say it's mostly women. Let's just run with that. You can have the ad only show up for women, right? If that's what you want to do. And well, with SEO, you can't really do that. You can, there are some searches that are going to be like yoga for women, and obviously but that's not always going to be the case. Let's say you're a yoga studio that's just for women. I don't know. And you could just show your ads to women, so you can be more targeted in that way. But there are if it involves anything that involves like a life event that is unscheduled, SEO is great. And like again, I did the lawyer, almost all law, like divorce or injury or bankruptcy, or just all sorts of different law things where it's like, oh, I need a lawyer right now, and I haven't needed that type of lawyer for the previous X number of years of my life, 10, 20 years of my life. And so, what are the chances that you're going to be able to catch someone like that with a Facebook ad? I think very low. Let's say like the birth of a child. Facebook ads might be able to do. I wouldn't be surprised if they can find out a certain. They might not be able to do this. Don't quote me on this. Like, understand, what people they know. Like, if people have children, I'm not sure if they know like pregnancy wise. If someone's just gotten pregnant, or if they haven't actually had the baby yet. Well, with SEO, you can target it. Let's say someone's searching for newborn diapers or something like that, or breast pumps. That's something that SEO is going to be really good for. You're going to be able to target very, very specifically what people are searching for. So I think these are both great forms of marketing. They present very different opportunities. Again, I'm a big fan of SEO, but I definitely do not think that it's always better under all circumstances versus Facebook ads, as I've shown you in this video. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.